Hi, I'm Chucky, and I like keeping people on their toes. Oh dear, what? Wait, why is the game not responding to my clicks? Oh, there we go. Alright, I think, yeah, this is right about where we left off last time. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and just make a finale for this, I guess, series, playthrough, call it what you will. And, yeah, just because I don't think I could potentially pace out the whole deal. Wait, let's see if I can cause a glitch. Let's see. So apparently this here is a glitch that some nope. Unless I am misunderstanding how it's supposed to work. God, this noise is intimidating, but yeah. So I decided that instead of just like pacing it and just diluting the whole Dark Souls thing, I would just go ahead and well, finish it right now. You know, just figuratively rip out the paint. Wait, is this the place? No, it is not. It is a Ferris wheel. I never understood the idea of Ferris wheels, unless you go out there with like some girlfriends who you know, female friends whom you then just keep spooking out by shaking the whole thing, because nothing's gonna happen, right? This whole area is just a preamble to this whole bit. All right. Hold on, let me actually double check if I am audible. I am audible. Okay, and yeah. Cutscene time! Well, is it FMV? Oh shit, it's paused. How? Oh shit. How do I unpause? Chaos, please. Oh, there we go. Alright. Okay, so. Oh fuck. I accidentally skipped. I thought it would just begin. So, this fight is pretty vicious. However, counterpoint. What the? Wait. This isn't how it's supposed to go. Ouch. There's a shot. Now it's slightly challenging. Oh dear. Oh dear. I am panicking. This is not good. Why the? Wait. What the fuck is going on? This isn't supposed to not work. Hey. Fucking finally! Yep. You are actually mechanically incentivized to get the plus ending. You know, you would assume that this thing is what's supposed to be like possessing the puppet nurses and doctors, and you could only save Sybil because, well, she hasn't presumably been controlled by it for long. But it doesn't look like those mounds. I mean, I guess it's safe to assume that, you know,
I'll take care of you.
it would slowly grow into looking like that.
Harry, why did they take your daughter? Why her?
I'm not sure myself. But, you know, Cheryl isn't my biological daughter. I actually haven't told her yet. She probably already knows anyway, though. We found her abandoned on the side of the highway. Nobody knew where she came from. We didn't have any kids of our own. My wife was sick. And it didn't look like she was getting any better. So we took Cheryl in.
So in that case,
be some connection between Cheryl and this town.
So what do you do now?
Cheryl is my daughter. I will save her no matter what. I figured you'd show. Hold it right there. I don't know who you are or what you're trying to do, and I don't care. Just one thing. Let Cheryl go. That's all I ask. What?
That push kind of feels like it's got weight, you know. The way Harry fell, it was this one, well, not so much, but the way Harry was knocked back there, and the distance was actually pretty accurate with like someone getting really strongly shoved in their gut, I guess. Which is the Cage of Peace, of course. He's going to now peacefully shoot a laser beam at her. How the fuck does she not notice that in this other world?
Where's Cheryl?
I like how he's just not questioning the fact that she just got fucking shot. Like, do take in mind that Alessa looks 14. Like, she's supposed to look 14.
Dahlia Gillespie? Where's Cheryl? Where is she?
Alessa, this is the end of your little game.
Mama?
Could she be...
You've been a ghastly little pest, haven't you, Alessa? I was careless, thinking you couldn't escape from our spell. But Mommy didn't know how much you'd grown. That's why I couldn't catch you all by myself. But what a pity, yes? Now you're half indebted to this man for his help.
Hey, what are you talking about?
By the way, this is supposed to be the point where we realize that Dahlia is pretty evil.
There's one thing left I need you to do for me.
No! Get away from me!
Am I the only one who feels like Alessa's voice actress kind of
Let's go.
does a little, like, British effect in her accent?
What's going on here?
Yep, apparently Dahlia has magical powers. This game is honestly, like, the highest fantasy game of the lot. I twitch. Also, you got a good shot down her cleavage, but given the circumstances, we'll probably regret it soon.
What happened? Where's Alessa and Dahlia?
Harry, listen. Something you said before has been bothering me. I just can't get it out of my head.
What is it, Lisa?
So I went to look in the basement, even though I was scared as hell. Like you said, there were these creepy rooms, but nothing really unusual down there. But while I was down there, I got this weird feeling. Like I'd been there before. Like something happened there, but I can't quite remember somehow. What was it? Harry, help me. I'm so scared. I can't take this.
It's It's only a temporary thing. You're in shock from when you were knocked out. Don't fret about it. You'll remember after a while.
No. You don't understand.
Wait! Where do you think you're going?
Harry being a bit sexist right there. Oh, by the way, we're not in the hospital. This is the only time you see the game from the first person perspective, I think. Though we do get this thing, which I think is unlockable after you finish the game.
I'm being summoned. What happened in this town? What could be making things like this? I have a feeling if I take the elevator down, I'll find it.
A literal descent into hell. So, you know, now replaying this game, I do notice that there is a steady increase in the amount of cutscenes that happens, and especially here near the end, it's always so uncanny when the game gets 60 FPS. I'm sorry. Alright. So here's a little bit of a fun thing. Make sure you are certain that there is nothing left in this room. Like, make sure that if you see this, once you pull it out, do not get back into this room. Ever. Just don't do it. There's nothing there but pain and suffering. I need a key for this, if I recall correctly. Right. So, yeah, this part is... What? Oh, hello, Cheryl. Who suspiciously, now that we see her in that school... Actually, no, that's not Cheryl. It's the girl we saw, but, you know, younger. We need something else for this. There's some shoddy shells. Okay, so, this part, as you can see, reality is literally breaking down. And enemies. And because of that, we do not have a map, which makes this a actual challenge to navigate. Like, normally it's not, in the sense that you aren't, like, really in, I guess, not that big of a danger. How should I put this? Normally it's more about, like, figuring the place out, but here it's turned into an actual challenge where you're supposed to, you know, go home, thief, drop dead. Yeah, this is a Japanese thing. I don't think, but then again, like, I've never seen, like, horrible bullying, but I'm not sure this is something that happens in, outside of Asian countries where, you know, they have a pretty bad deal with, you know, bullying. It's one of the things that I always, like, caution against when it comes to... Oh, by the way, I never realized this until something. I don't even know exactly what, but... So these rooms, like, you see that I have some runes, some of these doors, and if I interact with them, it says the word Haggith is written on the door, and I swear to fuck, like, you can actually see it. Like, you can see the age, and you can kind of, like, if you know it's Haggith, you can kind of make out an A, G, you can assume an I between the G and T, and there's a pretty clear T, and a very clear H at the end. So, yeah, this as well, I can already tell you, it's Ophiel. And that's surprising because on the televisions of the time, you would not see such a thing. But yeah, so you obviously need the pliers to wrench this key free. And should I show what happens? Fuck it. Again, it's so weird that sometimes. Okay, so here's what happens. Wait, let's. You walk back in, 3 enemies, and there's nothing more for you there. I guess if you're trying to get a large kill, this is a something with K. Phalag. Oh, that's a P. Okay. Man, they don't do ambience like this no more. But yeah, you're basically walking between floors. Alright, so there's a puzzle here, and I'm just gonna, like, hold on, wait, where can I find it? Okay. So it says the Grim Reaper's list. And you have 35 Lydia Findlay, 60 Trevor F. White, 18 Albert Lords, 45 Roberta T. Morgan, 38 Edward C. Briggs. Edward Cunt Briggs. I will not be revealing the who's or what's of why, but yeah, I'm just gonna let people try to figure out what that means. Meanwhile, I'm gonna input the password. This game could have done with a randomizer. Is there a randomizer mode for Silent Hill? That would be a cool thing. Alright. So, yeah. The symbol of an amulet of Solomon. Solomon. Why the fuck is there Solomon in? Cutscene! This shit scared me as fuck when I was a kid.
Harry,
Lisa, what's the matter with you?
I get it now. Why I'm still alive even though everyone else is dead. I'm not the only one who's still walking around. I'm the same as them. I just hadn't noticed it before.
Lisa,
Stay by me, Harry. Please. I'm so scared. Help me. Save me from them. Please. Harry?
The way she just slowly walks towards you with the hands open is so uncanny.
Lisa.
Okay, so full honesty here. I was with Harry when I was a kid. Genuinely, because just the fact that Lisa transformed, it kind of broke down a perceived. Yeah, she's no longer here. There's just her diary. It broke down a perceived barrier between like human and monster. I wonder what patient she's talking about. Yep. I never actually had the courage to go back in there. Because, again, I was a fucking kid. And I have sympathy for Harry because, like, he's been running... Oh, wait, there's a puzzle here. Wait. Names engraved on a lithograph, the Grim Reaper's list is the head count is set, young and old lined up in order of age. Then the pathway opens, awaiting then the frenzied uproar, the feast of death. Okay, shit. Well then, turns out there was a riddle hint. So, Harry's been running around and dealing with monsters for like the better part of a day. There is another puzzle here. I have shamelessly stolen puzzles from this game for my D&D campaign. Like I'm not even gonna pretend I didn't. But yeah, so I was just as terrified as Harry, but then again I was a kid. And now it's just sad because I get it, like I understand why Harry did that, even though I wish he didn't. You know, cuz what ifs? Like Harry's still alive, he's still a person, and if you buy into the I guess it's not even a theory, because it's actually, I think, been confirmed by Ito that we actually do see Lisa in Silent Hill 3's transition to the, like, the underworld. There's still another. Wait, there isn't? So if you do actually take like the canon that Lisa does appear in the third game as the hospital is transitioning to the other world, then you know she's got a really sad ending, and it's sad because again, like she does not come across as a bad person. Not one single bit. Oh gods, there's two of you. So yeah, the fact that there's apparently, you know, like Lisa goes, I'm one of them, but she doesn't act like Sybil. Kind of makes Sybil's situation. Jesus Christ, this noise spooks me. It kind of seems to imply that, you know, or at least to me, it implies we need this. We very, very, very much need this. Because I used to be fucking scared of exploring until I found this area and that item, and I will explain why in a bit. But yeah, this isn't even like fucking occult horror at this point. It's just straight up cosmic horror. You are not in our physical reality anymore. Like, whatever we comprehend as like being physical reality, it isn't. I believe this is a passageway to the previous floor. Hey yo! Oh dear. I'm still good. So yeah. that's why I believe that whatever, you know, was affecting Sybil, it was at least reasonably different from whatever was affecting everybody else, I guess. Alright. If Harry hadn't thrown away the pliers after using them on the faucet like a dipshit, this wouldn't happen. Now we have a problem, because I forgot which way I came through. Not which way I came through, but I forgot which doors I have tried and which I haven't. Which is not good, because usually once you've completed this area, it's pretty obvious which way you should be heading. Oh, never mind. I've got this. This is good. I can never remember those puzzles. I'm also curious as to whether I will be... Wait, what? Okay. As to whether I will encounter a specific document at least this fucking time. Because there's this bit of lore that exposits on, like, what the fuck's happened with the Gillespies, that you just, in some runs, you can just not find. And I have not found it in... Oh dear, that's a girl. And this is suspiciously similar to the, to the altar that we encountered in the antique shop. Alright. I find it hard to remember these, though I'm glad that you can see them at a range. Yata. Let's see what I find in here. I'll be finding... I just realized there was a VC... There was a videotape in the hospital, which exposits on some lore, which I seem to miss. Like, this isn't the first time I've played through, and I know of it. Like, it is a thing that exists. And I literally keep forgetting about it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. And it is not here. So, if the circumstances are met, wait, is it this? No, it isn't. So apparently, if there's some circumstances met, you can actually find a like newspaper article that talks about an event that causes the... Wait, what did I get? I smell something good smelling. Birdcage key. Okay, I know where I gotta use this. So you find a piece of paper that basically talks about, like, the Alessad girl, which... Well, the Gillespie girl, which is, you know, the girl you see walking around, being severely burnt by a explosion of the boiler, I think. And that's it. That's all there is to it. What the fuck's going on? So, yeah, okay, I'm going to be meeting a What? I'm growing uneasy as those fucking things aren't appearing. Yep. There they are. See, down on the floor. Fucking hate these. So, these things' introduction is the reason why oh boy! This is why I won the Ring of Contract. So we have this fridge, right? The chain has a missing link, and there's this dagger that you find. And I would normally play out this, what happens if I don't do this, but I think I will just leave it to your imagination, because it shows you a foreshadowing. Have fun imagining what would happen without that one. So yeah, these things are the Grey Children. Those invisible things. They are retextured to be invisible. They are the adult versions of those small squeaky things you encounter at the school and in the park. And they are called stalkers. And the fucking stalkers are, to my mind, one of the worst looking, but like, and not in a horrific kind of ew way, but in a more so, oh right, it's this place. Yeah, still not necessary quite yet, but hold on, did I find anything else? So it's the dagger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need one last item, and please don't do this to me, Aratron. There's nothing here. You know, one good thing that Resident Evil did, even way back when. Oh wait, I haven't been to the left, right? Yeah, this bit. Just a bit of grease. I don't even know how to put it, but it's gonna be a thing. I'm just gonna let it play out. Just, you know, splooch. Okay, let's see what we got here. Here is the lore room. It's where we would play that VCR of, which has a recording of, what's her face? Talking about how pissed terrified she is. Wait. Did I? Oh, Bethor. I have no idea where Bethor is. Which is worrisome. But my apologies for all this belching. So there's 2 more places that I need to go. So the Aratron key I will find next. I think I need to go to the 2nd floor. Okay, so now to finally get into some topics, because I like those. Now, just to clarify beforehand, because I really don't feel like having pointless fights due to people making pointless assumptions about my opinions. Jesus fuck, these things sound horrible. But yeah, so just to, you know, make sure that there is no pointless contradiction, because people just make assumptions. I do not like Jordan Peterson. I think that he is like an adequate teacher, like he's a perfectly functional... Is this? No, this is Ophiel, which is a transitionary door. Yes. So, and this is the Haggith. Wait, did I? I'm on the fucking first floor. So I don't like him. I think he is far too much of a, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word, but it's not coming to my mind. But the gist of it is that I do not consider him, you know, someone to follow. I consider him like I don't even know how to express my opinion of the guy. Wait, what the I'm getting confused by this area. Fuck. This is no bueno. Okay, I'm in this place now. Bethor? I don't even know where I am. Okay, this is not where I need to be. So, I think that the people who follow him tend to rapidly devolve into, like, people who think they can reason, when in reality, they don't really. Like, they just use functionally the, like, psychological buzzwords that make it sound like they are following a thread of logic, but they're really just like walking from like point that annoys them to point that annoys them to get to a conclusion that literally is very, very much holy in a logical sense because it's fucking full of holes. Wait, is it this place? No, I don't think it is. Oh dear, there's a lot of them here. I don't think it's this place because I'm not familiar with there being so many of them here. Yep. But I watched, there's this YouTube channel which is called The Illuminati, who, you know, she covers, well, I'm assuming, I don't really know, but, so apologies if this, genuine apologies if this is, you know, not the appropriate pronoun to use, because, well, you know, I want to call people, oh wait, was it, oh my, fuck me, mate, I'm dumb. Okay, there we go. We turn this off, and then we go back to that key that had electricity running through it, but now we can't use the elevator. So, I remember it being, so we go through the, I think we go through the fuel door, and it's the last door here on the left, right? Well, shit. Okay, so I think I have to go through another door. Is it this one? Nope. There has to be... This is the basement, right? Right. How the fuck did I miss the Bethor? Well, those of you that were, you know, screaming at the screen, you can rest easy. I am aware that I'm dumb. Like, it was an unlocked door, wasn't it? Like... Okay, I think this is it. Yeah, let's go. And she covers a lot of things that, you know, and condemns a lot of things that I very much agree with. And I don't disagree with her. I want to, like, specify this. I don't disagree with her condemning the results of of Peterson's actions, and even Peterson's actions in and of themselves. This is not what my criticisms are about.
Everything is going according to plan, sheltered in the womb.
But it's not done yet. Half the soul is lost. That is why the seed lies dormant.
And what soul remains captured in that husk is buried deep down in the subconscious.
Are you trying to say it won't work?
Yes, that is Kaufman.
That wasn't our agreement.
No, these are just stalling tactics. If we lend a hand, we will be able to get power. Never fear, the promise shall not be broken.
But the power we could draw now will be very weak. Almost nothing. Unless we get the other half of the soul.
We'll use a magical spell. Feeling this child's pain, it's sure to come.
But that will take time.
Yeah, so what we've seen here is a scene from the past from, like, you know, back before, like, I think even Cheryl herself was born. Is this saline or just like generic drugs? Never bothered to check, so apparently I'm assumed to have done so in the hospital. No matter, we are nearing the end. So, just so that I can like put the point in the conversation. By the way, I have literally no idea what these symbols are supposed to mean. They're just like generic magical symbols, at least as far as I can figure out. Because I mean, I guess like the Ankh and the Ouroboros represent like a form of rebirth and continuity. The crest of Mercury is, well, it says that it signifies alchemy, so I'm assuming that it, together with the Amulet of Solomon, which represents magic, you know, are about like the mysticism theming and shit. But as far as I can tell, that's not really the crest of Mercury. It looks like that Greek guy, the doctor, whose name I am literally failing to remember. Asclepios, the stuff of Asclepios. Wait, no, that's got two snakes.
No.
Never mind. I think.
No,
I don't really know,
I
actually.
don't want to. Do what Mommy tells you now. I just want you to lend me a teeny bit of your power. That's all. No. I don't want to do it. It will make everyone happy, and it's for your own good, too.
This is presumably the Gillespie house.
Mommy, I just want to be with you. Just two of us. Please understand.
Oh, yes, I see. Maybe Mommy has been wrong.
Mommy.
Why didn't I see this before? There's no reason to wait. Herein lies the mother's womb, containing the power to create life. I could have done it all myself.
Mommy?
Alright, so just to real quickly, because this is the final room, like beyond these stairs lies the final boss. So just to get the Blair thing like real out quickly. it's not that I disagree that, you know, Peterson needs to be not exposed. That's a stupid way to put it. It's just I really dislike this idea of exposing because it very much feels like a selfish kind of cloud chasing type of deal. But Peterson needs to be like called out on his bullshit in a manner that does not promote him, like in a manner that doesn't allow him to feed his ego, to just show up and you know, just keep on fucking prattling. That being said, there are two specific things in that video that bother me. First off, Blair does a thing that I find is usually indicative of making a certain assumption of your fan base, which is to say that she uses specific words where you're just like supposed to go to that assumption. She repeatedly like accuses Peterson's fan base, and Peterson's like messaging to be incel themed, racist themed, and some such. And while she does explain like racism and all that hubbub, she uses the word incel like I use the words, whatever I use to describe the fact that I very much think Peterson's fan base is filled with people who think they're smart and have deluded themselves into believing that, and have learned how to sound like they're smart, even though I don't think anybody buys it. So I do need to, but in my defense, I am talking off the top of my head, and you know, this is live, this isn't scripted. I have no like way to sit down and properly prepare an argument and a point, and I don't really see a reason to do so. That being said, very much I believe that incel at this point is a meaningless fucking word. And that's not okay, because incels are a problem. Like, genuine people who subscribe to incel like mentality is a problem. But to call somebody an incel, you gotta prove that they're an incel. You gotta prove that, you know, what they're saying, what, and all that is attracting incels. And she only does that, like, or says something that, you know, you might go like, oh, so that's why she considers them incels, like, later on, when she talks about the enforced monogamy part. Which, by the way, forced monogamy, fucking stupid idea. And oh yeah, another thing that I very much disliked, like she talks about, you know, enforced monogamy, and oh, would somebody think of the women who would end up in abusive relationships because they're forced to be with someone they wouldn't be with otherwise, but the government would force them. And that's stupid. Like, doing that is stupid. I don't support enforced monogamy, but are we acting like men can't end up getting a raw deal like that as well? Oh god, I'm gonna, like, I get it, because many, like, in this case, you know, the people who push for that are men, and very much if that happens, it's a sort of, we brought it upon ourselves, lads, or, you know, it's been brought upon ourselves. I sincerely hope this doesn't fucking happen, because Jesus fuck. But it did bother me quite a bit that, you know, she seemed to only mention women. However, the fact that, you know, I know what an incel is. I see where she's coming from already. I understand the topic. But if I'm, like, a newcomer, I just need to trust in her that, she's calling him, you know, an incel, and that has meaning. But the problem is, if you just take anyone's word when they call someone or something an incel, even if said something is an actual incel or pertains to inceldom or all that shit, that at that moment, just accusing someone of being an incel becomes pointless, because it means nothing. It reflects nothing. We need to actually, like, expose, quote unquote, and I hate that fucking word again because it implies, because to me it's associated with doing it for clout. But if someone is an incel or has incel beliefs, they need to be demonstrated as such. You need to prove that. And it shouldn't be fucking hard, because incels are stupid as fucking shit. Like, they're not subtle. They're not like some tricksy fucking like sprite that, you know, tricks you with some fucking contracts. They are literal just fucking man children. So that bothered me on like a philosophical level. And another thing that bothered me is that she was talking about some protests that Peterson was holding with, you know, I think it was against the like including gender identity in like the protected category act, which, I mean, I have no horse in this fucking race. I know. And it's already happened, so, I mean, and the world hasn't fucking imploded, so I'm assuming it wasn't, like, particularly bad. Like, let me just take a quick aside and say, when I was a kid, when I was in my teen years, I had this assumption, and even then I would say this, but I had this assumption that, you know, there's a sizable number of people in the, like, non-binary, non-cis category who would just like throw a fucking shit fit if you know, use the wrong gender on them. And while I don't think necessarily that oh god, this kind of sounds so fucking bad. So I had this assumption, and I was always like, well, I mean, I will respect somebody's pronouns if they're not a dick about it, and I still very much think that. I just come from the point of, you know, if I'm not given a good reason to not respect somebody's pronouns, I will still respect that. And Blair said something really valid in her video, which is that we already have shit that we don't like being called. But we're still called that if we're being, you know, perceived as assholes. If we are acting like, you know, dickweeds. And I very much... I'm trying to think right now what actually I believe of this, because, like... So, here's what I'm trying to think of. Is... if you know, trans or non-binary person acts like, is an actual buffoon, is malicious, basically is somebody who, like, with their behavior, not their identity, loses your, like, the fundamental respect and consideration that we afford any other human being. Because there is a baseline of respect and consideration, and for me, you know, respecting the way somebody wants to be defined, or, you know, more to the point, respecting the way someone doesn't want to be defined, is one such fundamental, like, courtesy that we need to show others. Because, like, for those of you that think, oh, well, why is like this big burly bearded guy tells me that it isn't ma'am, why should I respect it? Like, would you like it if I called you idiot? Genuinely, would you like it? Would you like it if people would, like, see you with your fucking whatever, like, see you, you know, saying this shit, which is an actual insight into somebody? Do you think it would be right to call you an idiot? Not in the sense that you agree with it or not, but do you think that they know enough about you to call you an idiot? Because even though on a subjective level people might call you an idiot because you are acting like an asshole, they wouldn't really, even, like, just what they say isn't enough, even just what you say isn't enough to give somebody the insight to actually call you, you know, a mouth-breathing cretin or something like that. So then why the fuck do you think, and more to the point, you wouldn't like it? Like, yeah, you say some mean shit, but people would probably still act courteous to you if you're not, like, exceedingly uncivil. So then why the fuck would you not extend the same courtesy to people who just want you to, you know, treat them a way different from what you expected? That happens all the fucking time. People expect to be treated differently than you might initially assume all the fucking time. So, yeah. That being said, there is precedent to treating people opposite the way, they expect to be, which is even including hurling slurs at them if they are being assholes. However, the problem I feel with using slurs is that you need to make sure that they are targeted. And that sounds fucking wrong out of context. What I'm trying to say is use them if you think they will not reach somebody else who they might hurt, because these things are hurtful to hear. And it's like when I tried to, like, I was about to get in a fight, and it was a cramped club space, and I was trying to, like, smack a guy's hand away whom I saw, like, from the corner of my eye, trying to sneak a hit in, and I slapped somebody else. It's that fucking thing. Don't do that. Like, I had the common sense to apologize, because obviously it was not intentional, so don't do that. If somebody gets you to the point where you consider that, using a derogatory slur towards them, make sure that you're not in a medium or environment, if you're thinking of using it, that would, it would reach other people. Now, ideally, there's other options and more intelligent ways to express your disapproval of somebody else. So, I mean, yeah, that's the thing where I'm getting at. So, this whole idea that you shouldn't, like, respect, like, fundamentally, you're in a civil situation, you are civil with somebody, and, like, the pronouns they like used towards them, like, whether they're, she, a him, or a they, like, it doesn't matter. It literally shouldn't matter. Like, you wouldn't go... Okay, let me just put this another way. You wouldn't go to a feudal Japanese, moderately high nobility guy that uses sword and archery, and is all about honor and the bushido and shit, and call them a fucking knight, even though they are the literal same thing. No, because you have respect for the culture and respect for the individual, so you call them a samurai. It's the same fucking business. Just show people the courtesy of just calling them that way. That being said, I'm still iffy about neopronouns. But then again, those are such uncommon things that I really don't think I can care about them. And, there's a whole other thing that I could talk about, like neopronouns and these kinds of identities, where I don't think they're bad, but I feel like they're not something that you would... what's the word I'm looking for? That you would carry on with you forever, because they're... Yeah, there's a whole point that I can make about this, but no matter. As long as you're not a dickweed about it, and you're not, like, either power tripping, which might be a thing that some people might do, but I also believe that it is obvious. Like, if somebody expects to be called Lord and without, say, having bought a bespoke post, wait, no, not bespoke post, something titles, that fucking thing with square foot of land or whatever. But unless there's someone who expects to be called, like, Lord Self or something like that, something like blatantly absurd that is clearly done as, like, not even a misguided thing, is just done because, like, and that doesn't happen. Like, I haven't seen that happen, so I'm assuming it's really fucking uncommon. And I doubt that the people who would criticize this kind of thing, like, oh, that was all the time, frequent forums where they would be actually exposed to it. Like, honestly. That being said, so this was the first thing that bothered me, is the way, like, Blair made some arguments and she threw some, names that without really justifying their use. And oh god, I wouldn't blame people if they skipped until that pause sign isn't flashing on screen again. Sorry, I just need to get this out of my system. And the second thing that really annoyed me was when the protesters were, getting up in a huff about the whole gender thing. Blair mentioned, first off, that there were counter-protesters which used white noise machines, and that the violence escalated, and while serving to the point that, you know, she then showcased Peterson as not going like, oh my god, people could have gotten hurt due to what I did, what the fuck, I need to sort this out. So that's a good criticism. But the fact that if I could just imagine this whole ordeal being something done, like if it were done for a left-leaning viewpoint or talking point, I could picture her just like presenting the counter-protesters as oppressing freedom of speech and getting up in a huff about him. Now, is this something that could only be in my mind? Yes. Yes, it could. If this is something that's like only in my mind and a gross misunderstanding of who or what Blair is, you know, very much feel free to disregard this. But this is what it came across to me from like what I know about, what I've noticed about her from, you know, what I've followed, what I've seen of her videos. The fact that for one side, she does not condemn, she would use, like, for one side, she would use these sort of moral standards that, oh my god, counter-protesting is wrong, freedom of speech and shit like that. That's kind of hypocritical, and it kind of hints to me that, again, this is all fabricated. Like, I have not seen a video that would point towards her doing this. This is literally just, again, me getting a feeling. But if this is true, if this is on the money, then she is in that frame of mind where morality is only a thing that you do to justify your side. Like, it is okay to be amoral, to act, you know, in an amoral way towards the other side, up to a point. Like, everybody, let's be real, everybody has standards. Like, whether, you know, that means infringing on their, using your own rights to infringe on their rights. Even though I don't think it's a matter of, like, infringing on free speech. Don't get me wrong, I think that the counter-protesters were well within their rights with what they were doing. I just take issue with the fact that, you know, the act itself would be condemned, like the very act itself would be condemned if it were done by the other side, but it isn't, and just gets glossed over because it's done by her side. And this gets into the fact that America is fucking stupid, tribalistic, and what the fuck is wrong with you with their either us or them mentality? Seriously, what the fuck? Now let's finish this fucking thing over because I've already created a nightmare for myself.
I was shocked to realize the talisman of Metatron was being used. In spite of that soul returning at
What the there should have been a cutscene.
just a little longer and all would have been for naught. It's all because of that man. We must be thankful to him.
So Harry should have had like some questions as he was walking down. Did I miss that?
Been stopped. His little girl has to go. What a pity.
Freeze!
Late for that.
What in the devil's name?
Dahlia,
Well, well, well. To think you'd make it this far.
where's Cheryl? What have you done to her?
What are you talking about? You've seen her many times, restored to her former self.
I'm in no mood for jokes.
Don't you see? She's right there.
That's absurd.
You are the only one who thinks so.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Power.
7 years. For the 7 years since that terrible day, Alessa has been kept alive, suffering a fate worse than death. Alessa has been trapped in an
the wrong way to write Nai in this situation.
Our salvation is at hand.
It's N-I-G-H.
This is the day of reckoning,
But again, it's, you know,
when all our
Japan.
sorrows will be washed away.
Translated. I actually think
When we return to the true paradise.
this game might
My daughter will
have
be
been translated in house, I think.
God.
Because, I mean, I think Ito does speak English, right? If we hadn't done the side quest in the resort area where we saved Kaufman, this would be the final boss. Sucker shot.
Quit screwing around. Return things to how they were before.
Kaufman!
Did I ask for this? Nobody uses me. You won't get away with this.
Your role is over. We don't need you anymore. What do you think you could accomplish by coming here?
My, aren't we getting cocky? Bet you can't see this.
A glove it is! I thought I got rid of that!
All I had to do was plant it somewhere for you to find. You all, well, kept you busy. Ha! You're easy. And there's more where this came from.
Stop it!
Hold your breaths. Okay, so I can't help but notice that kind of red stain, and I wonder whether that's supposed to be a Glaufitis or if it's supposed to bring to mind like blood seeping off of like a woman whose water broke and is wearing some sort of coat. But yeah, Glaufitis. It's supposed to expel demons. And it did just that. So I guess this bit, oh by the way, those are nips. And I suppose this bit is kind of like meant to pay off, and Dahlia's dead. It's kind of supposed to like pay off the moth imagery that's happened with the whole like floats. What the? I like that Kaufman just doesn't help no more. I could have used the... Oh dear. Could have used the ampoule. Could have been probably better. Now, there is, like, this bit of the game is... Oh yeah, by the way, you may have heard that there is a bit of soundtrack in this game done with dentist drill. It's this one. And yeah, it is very unpleasant, I'd assume. I think this boss is quite fucking lame, to be completely honest. And yeah, you can't kill it if you're out of ammo. Which means the game actually has a script integrated where if you run out of ammo, it will start taking damage by itself, so all you need to do is run around and not die. Which I actually used to beat this game on hard mode. Cheryl! Oh dear. Dragged him to the abyss. And yet there's no continued punishment for this motherfucker. Like, genuinely, this. Kaufman and Sybil, due to their, ambiguous survival in this game. Well, not ambiguous, actually, Kaufman dies, just, the point at which he dies may differ. But especially Sybil, due to her ambiguous survival in this game, goes unmentioned in any of the good Silent Hill games. Which is like 5 of them. Because 4.5 now? No, four of them. I think that's good enough to make like you have the original 3, which are all good games. Then there's The Room, which is a not so good game, but it's got some really good ideas, and it's worthy of respect just for that. By the way, the soundtrack song is called Tears Off, for those of you that want to listen it without my rambling over it. I'm just gonna let the credits play for the sake of just rambling on. So, The Room, so I count it as half a good game, and the other half of a good game is Shattered Memories, because while it may not be a good Silent Hill game, it's still a pretty fucking decent game in and of itself. For I chose to do so, it's another half of a good Silent Hill game. There is a mention in Book of Memories, if I recall correctly, which confirms that, as far as that game is concerned, Sybil is dead. Which is sad. But, it's Book of Memories. Come the fuck on. That being said, this was Silent Hill. Still one of my favorite games still my favorite game of all time. And it's for what? And it's to my mind it holds up. It's got a lot of cheese, it's got a lot of stilted elements, but it has a lot of heart, and it does a kind of horror that not even its sequels really capture. So, just for that, if you've watched this far and you didn't decide to play it for yourself, I think you could still just go get it for yourself and just give it a playthrough, maybe on easy mode, to just soak in the atmosphere, because it is. Oh yeah, by the way, Harry played by Michael Gwynn, same Michael Gwynn that played Dracula. And just enjoy it. Now, that being said, I guess what I will want to leave this playthrough story venture on is, here's my advice to anyone trying to get into the Silent Hill lore. Don't trust anyone who tries to sell you like, I have feared the Silent Hill lore, or here's what the Silent Hill lore is. Personally, I believe that you shouldn't use as a source anything but the original 4 games, because, well, here's what I always said and what I will always say. The games that came after that, oh yeah, this is a funny B-roll to just like, you know, ease the tension after this. So I believe that you should just play through the game and just look at the things that are like actually happening on screen before you start taking in anyone else's like opinions on it. Maybe even try to figure it out for yourself, because this game uses a lot of ambiguity, it uses a lot of symbolism, and while there's an agreed upon symbolism in the fan base, the problem with that is that said symbolism then went on to affect. That's a really impressive job for a 14-year-old girl. But yeah, that symbolism and, you know, agreed upon canon then went to affect the following Silent Hill games, which never happened for the original 4. Which is why I believe that the original 4 are the best ones to interpret, because they are the most kind of unadulterated Silent Hills. So the charm of just understanding the nightmare and seeing the nightmare through your own eyes and just, you know, understanding it for yourself, which is a lot of what makes this so intimate and just wonderful of a game franchise, is only absorbable through the games. Because even I could go on and explain all the things that I could potentially want to. Like, I could go on and talk about all the like shit that I see through the game and like try to explain the things that are happening. But fundamentally speaking, those things would still not be as unbiased as I would want someone to express, to experience this game. They would be tainted by not only my enormous nostalgia and love for this series, but also my own interpretation, my own experiences, and that is why I very much urge anyone who has either watched through this series or has played the game or has, you know, been interested in getting into the games. First off, try to get over the graphics. I mean, if you can't, again, I understand, but give it a try. And what else? So, give it a try, give it a look, and try to... I'm not getting through this again. And just see what hell you find yourself through this wonderful game series that I think I will always carry with a special place in my heart. And that's really all that I feel like I can say about this. And try Silent Hill is very nice. See you fellows next time. Wait, there's actually... Oh yeah, there's actual gameplay previews that you can see if you like pause for long enough, or you wait for long enough in the main menu. Let's watch one of these. Oh, this is near the school, I think. Wait, no, it's not. Wait, I could have had a chance to try going back with the, like, once the night falls, I could have tried to go back through the door instead of heading straight towards the school. That's always been something that I should have done, but I guess I never really had the curiosity because Well, I'm not a fan of these outside areas, to be completely honest. These instill even more nostalgia inside me. What the fuck? All right, so I'm just gonna end this right here. Let's just see. What do you think is gonna happen? Who's gonna win, the dog or the mason? Let's place our bets, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently the mason. Kick the dog. There we go. So, what the fuck is this? Wait. Let me try to figure it out. I think this is actually back in the original-ish area. Starting out. Where the fuck is this? I'm trying to remember. Ooh, the knife is actually good. It doesn't matter. Like, straight up. Oh, that's just it. Ah, goddammit. Well then, that was that. See you guys next time. Should I find some log off phrase or some shit? Cause I always thought those are kind of cringe, but they help building a brand. But then again, I'm not trying to build a brand, so. But you know, just is it bothersome that I just keep saying the same shit? No matter, doesn't matter. I'm gonna be seeing you in a few times, in a few days.